Oh, there you are. Hello. Good.
I guess we have 1 minute to go, but I can't get the audience attention.
Ah. Do you have your thingies? Okay.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. My name is Rhonda Cooley and I'm your celebration assistant today, the last day of January. Who knows? It sure doesn't feel like it, does it? But no complaints whatsoever from me.
That was last week, no,
Oh,
2 weeks ago.
That's right. Anyway, I'm here along with Reverend Don
Good morning.
Lansky, our senior minister, and of course our music team with the wonderful music director Blair Jones. And as always, we start with music. So let's sing a song. When I find myself on shaky ground, when I lose the faith I thought I'd found, I think, oops,
Start over again.
yeah, I think I'm, sorry. Thought I was on the wrong, let's start over. When I find myself on shaky ground, when I lose the faith I thought I'd found, I think of this insurance policy, a promise made for all humanity. What's wrong here? Clarity.
All right, let's one more time. Here we go.
Sorry, this is the second way to start. Is it just one page? When I find myself on shaky ground, when I lose the faith I thought I'd found, I think of this insurance policy, a promise made for all humanity. God is here, no need to fear, trust and know. I will align with the divine, get in the flow. Jehovah Jireh, God will provide. 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 As I move through every high and low, I hang on to the truth that won't let go. I understand I am not alone. I believe there is no earthly place where I cannot receive this grace. With confidence I face the unknown. Jehovah Jireh, God will provide. 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 God will provide.
And no drop in the stock market can ever take it from me.
God will provide.
And no bad economy can ever take it from me.
God will provide.
I say nothing in this world can ever take
God
it
will
from me.
provide. Jehovah Jireh. God will 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 provide. Jehovah Jireh.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. Can you guys hear me in the back? No. Brian, can you turn me up a little bit? Yep. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, can you hear me now? Okay, good. Well, welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. And Unity welcomes people of all faiths, all religions, all cultures, all gender orientation, sexual identity, all, what did I miss? Hair color. Everybody's welcome here. And I'm glad you're here this morning to be with us and to be with us in community, in spiritual community. We hope that you'll find something here that's useful to you this morning for your spiritual journey. And it is our tradition to begin with prayer. So I invite us to just take a moment and take a deep breath as we join our collective consciousness in prayer. And prayer, we know, is about elevating our vibration, becoming more in alignment and in attune with the vibration of love, the vibration of peace. That is sometimes a conscious choice we just kind of forget. And here this morning, in this moment, we can be fully present, away from all of our daily activities and weekly activities. Time to be self-ish. To just be into ourselves for just a moment. Knowing that God will provide, Jehovah Jireh. God will provide. God is providing. So whatever challenges you're facing, whatever gratitude you're experiencing or feeling for yourself, for loved ones, for our tumultuous world. In this moment, the affirmation is peace. The affirmation is love that we send forth into every area of our life, all the corners and all the shadows and all the joys and all the tribulations. We send peace and love. And then extending out into our country, into our world, into our universe, sending forth a vibration of peace and love in this moment. For this we're grateful and we pray and give thanks in the name and after the nature of the indwelling Christ. Amen.
And we conclude our prayer today with our statement of faith. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotent. Well, let's all stand. It's our opportunity to say hi, especially those who haven't been here for a while or those who are here for the first time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time.
Boston, our youth director, is back in the back. Reverend Mark Boston, that is. Time for Kids Church. Have a great time. So this is a time for some opportunities for transformation. We have so many things going on in our church community, like the Kirtan on February 1st and February 17th. We'll be here at the church from 6 to 7:30 on the 1st and 11 a.m. to 12:30 on Saturday the 17th.
And Reverend Patricia's winter meditation retreat is coming.
And it's full, I hear.
It's full.
Hi, everybody. Just a quick announcement. This Saturday is the Winter Meditation Retreat, Deepening Silence. It is full, and I'm here particularly after service for anybody that has a question about the retreat or want to tell me anything, or if I haven't met you yet, please come and meet me. I'll be at the back of the sanctuary. Thank you so much for joining. It's going to be a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks. We have, so Boyan, what's happening with the mic? It is on here. So can you turn it up maybe? A little bit more? No, in the house. Can you guys hear me in the back? You can, not very well. It has to go up. How about now? Better? Okay. So we have Spiritual Cinema coming up again, and next week we'll have the film called Awake. It's the story and the life of Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, and we think that will be downstairs, but it's there's a suggested love offering of $10, but nobody is turned away, so anybody who wants to come can come to that. And also next week, you may be aware that this is the last day that Mark Boston will be our youth ed director. He's stepping down to pursue his other chaplaincy program at UVA, and that means that we're going to be sort of looking on how we can serve our children and our youth. So next week as well, right after church, right after the service, we'll have a brief meeting of anybody who's interested in seeing a thriving youth education program here. If you have children, if you have youth, if you have just are interested in teaching, if you just want to learn about it, it'll be downstairs in the large fellowship area. And we're looking at providing some sort of lunch for that as well. And Monday night, the men's group is meeting in the Fillmore House. February, it's this Monday. 5th of February, I'm sorry, the 5th of February at 6 o'clock.
And the Guidance for Awakening Humans, the book study group with our own Ginger Collier, will be on February 10th, the second Saturday of each month.
And Rita Robinson, who's been our bookkeeper for over 30 years, is it 31 years? 31 years. And you know she's stepping down and handing over the reins to Denise Ferguson, who will be our new bookkeeper. And so on February 11th, we're going to honor Rita with a just kind of a gathering downstairs after church, and we hope that she'll come for that as well.
And as well downstairs, when you go down there on the terrace level, we have our monthly art exhibit. This month it's Jane Scafty. So go down and check out her artwork.
And our healing half hour every Wednesday at 6:30. We have a very powerful prayer meeting. It's only a half hour. You're welcome to attend. It's on Zoom only. And a final announcement, just we do need some more folks on the blessing team. If you're looking to meet people, really being in service on one of our teams at Unity is the best way to get to know people. And what the blessing team does is they greet people as you walk in the door. And it's just a great service. It's a great way to meet people. It's a lot of fun. And if you're interested, Cindy Payne is here today. Cindy, where are you? Back here? She's back here. Cindy is the coordinating of the team. And if you're interested, just go see her after the service.
So let us affirm together our mission statement. Together, Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world.
You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you could stress on the strife, but I'm gonna bypass the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. You could cry all night about the things that you hate, so dissatisfied in so many ways, but I'm gonna find a way to celebrate today. I'm flying on faith.
Flying on faith.
I'm flying on faith.
Flying on faith.
Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door. Not looking back because the past is such a bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon and the stars up in my face today. Today, I'm flying on faith. Flying on faith. You could hurry full of worry, let the fear take you out, imagining the worst overcome with doubt. There's no way to know, knowing is the only way today. Today, I'm flying on faith.
Flying on faith.
I'm flying on faith. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door. Not looking back because the past is such a bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon and the stars up in my face today. 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 I'm flying on faith.
Flying on faith.
I'm flying on faith.
Flying on faith.
You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you can stress on the strife, but I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith. Thank you.
Well, I had a conversation this week with someone whose partner was in the hospital and had received a very difficult diagnosis. He had cancer that had metastasized to his liver. And this person has been a long-time Unity Truth student, decades and decades in Unity, and was questioning how to apply these Unity principles that he's been working with and living with for over 30 years to this horrible situation. And I know he's not alone. You know, at one time or another, all of us have faced very difficult and challenging situations where we've perhaps questioned our faith or feel that we've lost our faith. Moments of such overpowering helplessness where the future just seems so bleak. And expanding this out, you know, it's difficult to imagine that the suffering that occurs there, and expanding it out into the world. How can we understand even humanity, how much suffering there is in humanity that just continues and continues, so much injustice in the world. So this has been on my heart and mind this week. I've been thinking about this a lot. And last week, Patricia and I celebrated our 25th anniversary, and we went to Washington, D.C. And we went to the African American Museum, and we went to the Native American Museum. Overwhelming examples of how human beings treat each other and have treated each other so horrendously, so cruelly throughout history. And then yesterday was the International Holocaust Day of Remembrance, right? Remembering yet another example of inconceivable cruelty at a time when anti-Semitism is on the rise around the world. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, Unity's co-founders, observed the 12 disciples of Jesus, and they noticed that each one represented a divine attribute that's inherent, they believed, in each and every one of us, called the 12 powers. And the first of the 12 powers, and really the foundation for all of the other 12 powers, is the power of faith, which is represented by the disciple Peter. Now, I always thought it was rather strange that Peter was chosen to represent faith, because it was Peter's lack of faith that was demonstrated in the story about the storm, the fierce storm. And in fact, Peter's early attempts to walk on water with Jesus displayed an inadequate amount of faith. You may have noticed. So you remember this story. In this story, Jesus goes up to the mountain to pray alone, and the disciples are in a boat. They're crossing the sea, and a storm comes up, and they're being buffeted by the waves and the wind, and they're afraid for their lives. And suddenly they see Jesus walking towards them on top of the water. And this is in Matthew chapter 14. "Lord, if it's you," Peter said, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," Jesus said. And then Peter got down out of the boat and walked on the water and came towards Jesus. But when Peter saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why do you doubt?" Well, here's the answer. Peter finds his faith so much stronger in the winter. It was Peter who denied Jesus 3 times after the crucifixion, so a moment of loss of faith, or at least wavering faith. But Peter does have his moment of great faith. It's in Matthew chapter 16, where Jesus asks his disciples, who do people say the Son of Man is? And Peter says, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my assembly, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." So the metaphysical interpretation of this passage, or I should say one metaphysical interpretation of this passage, is that Peter is prompted by the wisdom which comes only from the inner self, only from higher consciousness, only from higher power or God within, or however you conceptualize that. And it's on this basis that the assembly of Christ, which represents spiritual assembly, spiritual consciousness, it's not a church or institutions. It's spiritual consciousness. And on that basis of spiritual consciousness, we thrive, we grow spiritually. So as spiritual people, we all grapple, I think many of us grapple from time to time with faith. Some of us feel that we just have it. We can't explain it. We don't know why we have it or how we have it. We just have it. Some of us wonder what faith is. Some of us wonder how to have more faith, how to make our faith stronger. Some of us question our faith. Maybe we're not questioning it right now or right in this moment, but when something challenging happens, something difficult happens, then our faith is shaken. And the old questions come up. Why is this happening? I'm trying to be a good person, trying to practice unity principles. I'm trying to do everything I know to be good. And why isn't my faith working? Where has my faith gone? So let's take a stab at some working definitions, first of all, of faith, right? And here's some definitions that I like. Faith is the certainty, the conviction that an ultimate reality lies beyond the apparent reality of the external universe, right? The assurance and conviction that an ultimate reality lies beyond the apparent reality of the external universe. Faith enables you to hold the space of infinite possibilities open to the movement of spirit, the activity of spirit. Faith is the power to make the possible real. Fillmore said faith is the power to shape substance. Faith is the spiritual assurance of your own spiritual nature. I like that one. Faith is the spiritual assurance of your own spiritual nature. So faith holds you to that truth. Regardless of outer appearances and outer conditions, that faith holds you to the assurance of your own spiritual nature. The poet Rabindranath Tagore said, faith is the bird that feels the light and sings when the dawn is still light. His definition of faith. So faith opens you to the truth of your I am, that you are created in the image and likeness of the Creator of God, that the presence and power of God dwell within you, however you conceptualize that power. And the faith is the knowing, or the something within you that knows that it knows that it knows that it knows that that's true, right? Even when we forget, even when things are cloudy and difficult. And if we agree to these definitions, or at least partially to some of these definitions, then the question becomes, are we obscuring our faith? And how are we obscuring our faith? How have we obscured the knowing of this truth that the presence and power of God dwells within us? And how have we obscured that we already have all of the faith that we will ever need because we are endowed with spiritual faith by the Creator? It's one of our 12 powers. So that faith is power is no surprise. Jesus demonstrated this over and over again. He said, according to your faith, it is done unto you. Which begs the question, where do we put our faith, right? Where do we put our faith? Faith seems to be something that is learned or is acculturated. We've been taught to have faith in our doctors because the doctor knows best. We've been taught that to have faith in Social Security, that it will be there when we retire, or faith that getting a college degree will make us more successful, or many of us have lost faith over time, lost faith that our political and religious and corporate leaders are telling us the truth, right? Or maybe we've lost faith in love, or faith in relationships, or faith in our ability to succeed based on our life experiences, or maybe our life experiences have made us stronger in our faith. That happens too. From all of the things that we've learned, all the lessons that we've learned as we grow. As spiritual seekers, we're all on a journey to grow and enlarge and expand our faith. But maybe the better question is, how do we connect to what is already within us? How do we connect to our faith that's already within us? So Charles Fillmore said that faith is not something that we have to get or look for outside of ourselves, because faith is a divine quality that each one has within us as an inherent gift from God. And he also said that faith abides in the consciousness of humanity. Now that one's difficult to see sometimes, As a privileged white person, it's impossible for me to fully imagine the 400-year plus experience of enslaved and marginalized African Americans in this country. But the African American Museum gives a heartbreaking glimpse into that reality, and also of the hope and faith that allowed African Americans to keep that culture alive, as well as the aspirations for equality and just the right to live a good life. So, if we're born with the power of faith within us, and we have all the faith that we'll ever need, why are we searching so hard to find our faith? Right? Why does our faith waver? Why do we say that we've lost our faith? And why do we sometimes manipulate our faith? You know, that's like the woman who was in a parking lot and she was trying to find a parking space. So she prays to God, God, please, please give me a parking space. And just then, right in front of her, someone pulls out of a space and she pulls in and she says, looks up to God again and she prays, never mind, God, I found one. Right? And a little joke. So she claimed to have faith when she needed help, and then she denied it when the help came, right? Very convenient. I once heard that the goal of life is to know who we are beyond this form, this physical form, while we're still in this physical form. That's kind of an interesting definition. Faith tells us that the point of life is not to live forever. It's to know who you are while you're in this physical form. So in 1957, an entire monastery in Thailand was being relocated by a group of Buddhist monks. And one day they were moving this giant clay Buddha, really, really heavy. And one of the monks noticed a crack in the clay. And on closer investigation, he saw that out of this crack was emanating this golden light, this golden color. And so he grabbed a chisel and a hammer, and he started chipping away at this clay exterior. And it revealed underneath this clay was a solid gold statue of the Buddha. Huge solid gold statue of the Buddha. Historians believe that the Buddhists was covered with clay by the Thai monks several hundred years earlier when they were threatened. They wanted to protect it from an attack from the Burmese army. And so they covered this Buddha with clay to save it. And in the attack, all the monks were killed, and the knowledge about this golden Buddha was lost until 1957 when it was rediscovered. And what a great analogy to what sometimes happens in our own lives, you know, that the truth of our being, the foundation of our spiritual faith gets covered by layer upon layer upon layer of clay. And we forget the treasure that lies underneath. And the heaviest layer of clay is from our own doing. It's all of our limiting beliefs that prevent us from following our dreams and living into our potential. I think Terry's going to be talking about this a little bit in a couple of weeks. The other layers of clay are added by external conditioning, by our parents and our families and our schools and our religious leaders and our governments and our media. Eventually, we're so laden with clay that we forget the golden beauty of our own being that's been there the whole time and is there even now as we speak. It's there. And so what if faith is simply a shift in awareness to this experience of higher knowing? Let me say it again. What if faith is simply a shift in awareness to this experience of higher knowing? So the shift in awareness could happen spontaneously, of course. It could also be a choice, right? We can choose to shift our awareness. We can choose to have faith or not have faith. Faith is a choice in that sense. So I want to show you a film clip. This is from a movie called The Little Boy. And in this film, the little boy has been taught by his religion, by his priest, and in his religious school, that faith can move mountains, right? That if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that anything is possible with God. So this is during wartime, during World War II. His father is overseas in the war, and this little boy is trying to use his faith to bring his father home.
Why don't you show me how you move the bottle?
You want to see?
Yes, I do.
I guess that was stupid of me.
Why don't you try again? Again. There. It moved.
No, you moved it.
Yes, because you moved me to move it. See, I moved it because you wanted the bottle to move so much. And that, you could say, is how faith works. At least some of the time.
This might be a more controversial idea about faith, that the boy's faith did move the bottle because his faith moved the priest and ignited and inspired the priest's faith. So faith in this way is contagious. Have you noticed that? If you're around people that are faith-filled, sometimes your faith is also more filled. So I'm really getting to test these principles out now with my family big time. Some of you know that my brother has been very seriously ill for the last several months. He was in the hospital for almost 2 months, in and out of ICU. And I went to visit him in early December, and it was horrible seeing him in that condition. He was having difficulty breathing. He was on 24-hour oxygen. He had a tube attached into his lung that was draining fluid 24 hours a day, and in a lot of pain. And like the Unity member that I mentioned when I started the talk this morning, I began to wonder about the role of faith in this situation, the role of my brother's faith, the role of my faith. I can't speak to my brother's faith, but my faith says that regardless of the situation, there is a purpose and a divine order and a divine presence, even if it's painful to see him in so much pain and discomfort. Now, does this mean that God has abandoned him? Does it mean that God is a cruel tormentor? My faith says no. Even in this situation, there are opportunities for learning and for growing and for blessings. And in fact, my brother is now out of the hospital, and he's at home, and he's seeing clients again. He was a therapist. And so we don't know what the future holds, but for right now, he's alive and thriving. And that's one of the possibilities about faith, is the possibilities of that we have a choice of what to believe in any given situation. It's a choice. I could have faith, I could not have faith. So how do we connect with our faith? How do we connect with it? We have a little time, so I'm going to ask you to pick a partner, someone that you're sitting next to, and share with them how you best connect with your faith. What's the best way that you know how to do to connect with your faith? Take about a minute each and just share with the partner right now, right? You understand the question? How do you connect with your faith? What works for you to connect with the power of your faith? So take just another minute. So come on back. Anyone have the magic formula? Anyone want to share how you connect with your faith? Richard, come on up. Let's see, it's the wrong one. Yeah, where's the red one? Ah, there we go.
I actually didn't say this when we were talking.
It's not on. Hold on.
Oh,
Just a minute. Okay.
I actually didn't say this when we were talking, but I realized it afterwards. There have been a couple of times in my life when things seemed really bad and I didn't know what could possibly help. And I made a conscious decision to have faith, and it worked out in a way that I never could have imagined. So I try to remember those experiences when I feel a lack of faith now.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, come. This is a dedicated Lions fan.
Yes. For me, it's prayer and meditation. Meditation's every day, and prayer can be at any time. And that, I guess it brings me back to center. If I'm feeling something out of the ordinary within myself or out there.
Great. Now, if you have faith that the Lions will win tonight.
Let's go, Lions.
If so I want to ask you a serious question. What if they don't win? What happens to your faith?
My faith is still there because look at what they accomplished this year.
Yeah, right. Thanks. So I want to close with three simple steps to connect with our faith. Maybe you've already come across this, but you remember the first words in the book of Genesis that God spoke. Well, I thought I put that in, but I didn't. So, let there be light. Let there be a dome in the midst of the waters. Let the waters under the sky be gathered. Let the earth put forth vegetation. Let there be lights and a dome in the sky. Let the waters bring forth living creatures. Let the earth bring forth living creatures. Let us make humankind in our image according to our likeness, and let them have dominion. So let, in this context, is a command. It's an affirmation. And if we want to create a magnificent life for ourselves, it begins with a consciousness of letting. Letting is about allowing the awareness that the Spirit and the presence of God dwells within us and has always dwelled within us as one of our 12 powers. And letting isn't forcing or resisting or blocking or worrying or resisting or fretting. Letting is letting the power and the wisdom within us to shine forth. What we call in unity the Christ within to shine forth. I let my light shine forth. I let the assurance and the knowing that I have all the faith I need. I let the power of my faith strengthen my thoughts and my words and my actions. I let. And the second step is knowing. That's the advice of the 46th Psalm. Be still and know. So what if you knew that your worries and concerns that you're experiencing today would turn out fine, right? What if you knew that peace and happiness were guaranteed and assured? Would that change the way you live your life? Would it change the way you think or act or do things? And the knowing I'm talking about obviously is not just an intellectual knowing. It's a consciousness of knowing from the vast inner resources that are within us, from the wisdom and the Spirit of God within us. So can we know that we have all the faith that we need and all the faith that we will ever need? Can we know about the amazing potential that we have to make the possible real? Can we know that whatever the situation, an answer will come, even if we don't know it yet, even if it doesn't come in the way that we want or expect, that it will come? And that in every situation there's always a reason, a purpose, a blessing, an answer, a possibility. And the third step is transcending. When the psalmist wrote, "Be still and know," he or she was referring to more than just head knowing, more of a soul knowing, something that comes from taking the time to be still. That faith grows in the invisible. Faith grows in the silence, like the seed of a tall oak tree. That seed of faith grows within ourselves and expands within ourselves. And when we allow ourselves to have direct contact with silence and to connect with the power of faith that's already within us. And that's why in Unity we emphasize prayer and meditation, and why we practice prayer and meditation every Sunday in church. Transcending is about coming out of the realm of the material to a deeper and more spacious level of consciousness. And this can be done by prayer and meditation, by contact with nature. I think each one of us has our own way of contacting that, something that works for you. But whatever you choose, connecting with faith becomes stronger when we take time for ourselves to be still. So the three ways to connect: letting your faith shine forth, knowing that there's a divine order, that all the faith you ever need or have is within you, transcending, choosing a method that works for you to come out of the world's spell, out of the material world, and to be still and to know that all the faith you need is already within you, already within your heart. So let's prepare for meditation.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God
So we take this time now to go a little bit deeper, to relax a little bit more. I go within to the inner chamber of my heart. I go to the foundation of my being and consciousness. And I affirm that I am a divine being. I am the gold underneath that clay statue. And I draw my existence from a divine, greater reality. God is, and I am. I am a divine being and a reservoir of love and compassion and peace and goodness. And in this space of consciousness, I become a silent and a sacred witness to myself, to the essence of all that I am. In the stillness, in the quietness, I know who I am. I know the truth of my being. I live in the assurance of my spiritual reality, my spiritual foundation. And in this space, I call forth my capability and my power of faith. The assurance of my spiritual nature. The part of me that knows that it knows that it knows that it knows. The part of me that brings me into connection with that higher aspect of myself, a greater reality of myself. And when everything else settles, my foundation is what's left, and on that I stand. I invite us now to take this into the silence. I live in the spiritual assurance of my spiritual nature, that I am that. And I call forth my capacity of faith, my power of faith in any situation. That space of consciousness rests within me, dwells within me, just like that golden Buddha that was covered in clay. That the essential reality of my being, I stand on that I am that God is and I am. And I bring that forth. I bring that forth. And I let it shine. And I give thanks. I give thanks for that experience and for that knowing. And so it is. Amen.
We have an opportunity now.
No.
He wants us to sing.
Reprising.
Sorry.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen.
Now it's that time to give thanks and give back are the blessings that we receive each and every day. But first I'd like to ask, is there anybody here for the first time to Unity in our service today? So if you want to just raise your hand. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. Glad to see you're here. Make sure you say hi to Reverend Don. And there's lots of information outside on the tables. And come back. So we make it easy here for you to give. You can text that number, the 844 number. Go to our website. You can go there, tithely, or you can do it the old-fashioned way, right here today, into the butterfly net.
Rhonda, can I say also that we've hit a landmark these past couple of weeks. We have, on our mortgage, we have broken through $500,000. It's under $500,000 now. So that's really a big accomplishment. Huge.
That really is amazing. So we are very grateful for all the gifts that we receive. So let us do our tithes and offering blessings together. Divine love
as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well,
all manner of things shall be well.
I am walking through the green pastures, and I know that I'm not alone. The song of the meadowlark sings to my soul, tenderly calling me home. And all shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. I am walking beside the still waters, as fresh as the breeze at dawn. The voice of my ancestors whispering, giving me strength to carry on. And all shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. Surely goodness and mercy will follow, and love will be leading the way. Every shadow will shine in the fullness of time, and bloom in the hearts of the brave. And all shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All manner of things shall be well.
It's time for the kids to come on. Here's Reverend Mark Wayton. Come on down.
We are walking as the light of God.
We are walking as the light of God.
We are walking as the light of God.
We are walking as the light of God. We are walking,
walking,
we are walking.
walking, we are walking as the light of God.
Light of God.
We are walking, walking, we are walking. We are walking as the light of God.
Well, as always, happy Sunday, everyone. My name is Reverend Mark, and again, today is my final Sunday here as youth director. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to work with your children and allowing me to serve this wonderful community. I'm gonna miss it, everyone. Yeah. But of course, we're not going anywhere. We'll still be members of this community. And so we're gonna take thank you. We'll take a couple of weeks break, but we'll still be here. So we'll look forward to seeing you once again very soon. All right. Let's bless these children, though, huh? And this wonderful program. Children,
Uniteens, wild viewers, teachers, and blessings. You are loved, special,
and important.
So can I just say again, just thank you for these past 2 years of service, and thank you for being a custodian and holding a space for our youth ed program, and for these incredible kids, teenagers, I really want to say. People keep calling you children. You're not children, right? You're teenagers. So thank you so much. Can we just let's have a blessing and a heart for Mark. Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
And you know, our unity blessing, do we all remember it? Do I remember it, Patricia? Mark, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Yes? Okay. Mark, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That's it. That's all she wrote. And we will, as I mentioned, we are, I don't think I did mention this, that Sindri and Peggy Ruth have agreed to have Youth Ed on the first and third Sundays of every month. So we have that so far for February 4th, I think, and February 11th. And we're looking for more teachers, and we're going to have a meeting right after church next week to talk about the Youth Ed program and to see what we can do. All right, so you're all welcome to come to that if you like.
Just,
Hold on, Peggy. The people can't hear you, nor can the people online, so. Yeah.
At the HUG meeting,
Well, come on, you might as well, you're here, come up on stage so people online can see.
Jane asked during the HUG meeting last Sunday how the young people felt about having Youth Ed, and would it be okay with them if we met the first and third Sundays. And a 15-year-old responded by saying, "No, I want to meet every week." So when you hear a young person say, "Unity matters to me, and I want class," I said, "You're going to get it." So Sindri and I have volunteered to kick things off at least for February and March. We're going to cover the first and third Sundays, but what we're going to do, Sindri is going to cover YOU. So high schoolers, middle schoolers will be meeting with Sindri, and I'll be meeting with the elementary children. So if you have a young person, if you know a family that hasn't been coming because their 5-year-old didn't feel real cool with the 15-year-olds, we'll have a new opportunity. So spread the word. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. And this is a community question, really. Do we want, how do we feel about our Youth Ed program, and do we want to have a Youth Ed program, and all of that stuff? It's a big question before us all. So, all right, so.
just a quick reminder that we do have a pastoral care team available for prayer anytime. Hospital visits, just email what's there on the screen or call the office.
And next week is our annual Taizé service. So if you don't know what a Taizé service is, it's a very reflective, meditative service. A lot of music, a lot of meditation, a lot of quiet. And so you're invited to come next Sunday. And I just want to thank everybody, Boyan and Luke up in the sound booth. And we have Cindy Payne's blessing team today. And Cindy, as I said, is looking for some more folks for the blessing teams. And our incredible Blair Jones and our wonderful Youth Ed music department here.
And the healing helpers are back there. We're PMHs, and the prayer partners up here with Buddy for prayer one-on-one is available as well after the service.
So let's stand and do our prayer for protection. You ready? So together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The spiritual assurance of your spiritual being. What a great definition of faith. Have a great day.
And although I'm not dizzy anymore, I was dizzy. I could not think. Notice? Maybe it's the vertigo. I don't know. I have my wellness checkup on Wednesday, so I can talk. I'm allowed one Sunday. Yeah, I was down and out for 3 days. I didn't just what you need is more energy. So, I don't know if this is related.
You just had a brain fart. Yeah. Well, I know that's disturbing, but you know, it happens.